Screw you, Orphan. Who employs butlers anymore? Welcome to Legends of Gotham, where we talk about Fox's hit series, Gotham, set in the world of Batman. I'm Bill Meeks.
And I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
And we're here for the mid-season finale, fall finale extravaganza palooza.
Well, if I known it was an extravaganza, I'd have brought glitter.
Extravaganza palooza.
Oh, well, then I need something that sparkles.
We were kind of intending for this episode to be sort of like a mid-season wrap-up episode too, but not enough people sent stuff in.
Yeah, nobody.
Unfortunately,
the Gothamites are not so good at the sending in the feedback.
Yeah, we really need some feedback, people. Now, I'm going to put it out there to our listeners.
We know you're out there.
This is completely on you. If you want an episode, Anne-Marie's pointing at the camera.
I'm pointing at you.
That we use to record the podcast live every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. EST.
Where are you?
But what if you want an episode before we come back with a big podcasters roundtable thing right before the season starts up?
Woohoo.
You need to send in feedback about the half season. And what we'll do is generally what we do, it's called a spoiler party, where we go over any news and stuff that's come out about the show, and we'll do all of your feedback. But we need you to send that in. We'll give you the contact information at the end of the show, or you can just go to legendsofgotham.com and click contact up at the top.
Yup.
But I guess we'll do what we normally do, and we'll talk about this week's new episode of Gotham. So, Anne-Marie, why don't you go ahead and take it away with the rhyming, riddling episode
summary. Who lets two children run loose in the city? Someone who trusts the rich kid with the kitty. Who taught Alfred how to subdue? At least we can trust he'll always come through. Where's Mr. Lovecraft? Not home, it seems. Could the intel he has topple hooting regimes? Will Dent's mistake be exposed, or will Jim get the shaft out from the mansion in this week's Lovecraft?
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft. It's
Lovecraft.
the Lovecraft. So what'd you think overall?
It was good.
I got me a Lovecraft that sits about 20, so come on and bring your Bruce Wayne money. The Lovecraft is a little old guy who gets killed in the bathtub. In the bathtub. What do you think of this week's episode overall? Now that we've sang Lovecraft.
It was good. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've lost all of our listeners.
No, that's fine. We have as many as we did a moment ago, which is zero.
It's all right.
I'll hide that.
They're all out drinking. I actually like watching that part.
Yeah, we are recording this the night before Thanksgiving.
Which means everyone's out drinking.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. They're drinking.
But you like the episode overall.
I like the episode. Sorry. Back on topic. Back on topic. Yeah, it was a good episode. Lots of things happened. It was nice to finally see young Master Bruce go into the city. And all of that, and get to see a little bit more of Selina's world.
Definitely. I really liked it too. I figure what we'll do is we'll start out with and I think Anne-Marie disagrees with me on this. I'll see what everyone else thinks. Okay, you guys remember a few weeks back when Selina broke into Wayne Manor, she stole that little silver box.
Yes.
In this week's episode, and I'll pull it up here over on my screen for video viewers, we get to see the little box here. And at first I thought, and this is something I still want to talk about just because I think it still might be relevant, but it looked like owl wings to me almost.
No.
It looked almost like an owl.
No.
And Anne-Marie disagrees.
No, I highly disagree.
What do you think it is?
That I'm not completely sure about, but it is definitely not an owl. There's no hooties there.
Yeah, well, luckily I went ahead and I dug this up. It turns out it's not an owl. It is and I'll put it over here too, a symbol for Isis, the Egyptian goddess. The Isis symbol has the snakes going, which this one isn't
quite snakes, but it's as close as you can get without being it.
It's almost like if it's not the actual symbol, then it's probably like influenced by or something like that.
Yeah.
But the reason I think the owl thing kind of keyed into me,
You're
owl.
Gonna bust out my. Don't break my owl.
No, but because and we talked about this in a few other episodes. There's an organization in the comics called the Court of Owls. They're kind of a secret society within Gotham, and I was gonna try and fumble together a sort of description for everyone if you don't know who they are. But then I saw this little rhyme from the actual comics that I thought would work out well. Anne-Marie, you want to read this since you read rhymes all the time?
Thanks for springing that one on me. Okay, I'd have tried it first.
Yeah, but this is a Scott Snyder's like rhyming description of the Court of Owls.
All right. Beware the Court of Owls that watches all the time, ruling Gotham from a shadowed perch behind granite and lime. They watch you at your hearth. They watch you in your bed. Speak not a whispered word about them, or they'll send the Talon for your head.
The Talon for your head. Now, the Talons are hired assassins for the Court of Owls.
Which is, well, that sort of goes with my next thing then.
Excellent. Perfect. But another reason why, even if that silver box that Selena had, which seems like it's going to be important, right?
That's totally important.
Like at first I was thinking, oh, they just, they kind of closed the loop from showing her take that box in the previous episode. And this is closing the loop. But then once I realized the symbol, I was like, no, this is going to be something that plays out for a lot longer. But someone, Lovecraft actually, Mr. Lovecraft in this week's episode was talking right before the assassin came in and killed him and everything about something, a bigger organization like laughing at Jim and his actions and his big crusade and everything, referred to as a big wheel. And that's exactly the same kind of thing that the Court of Owls is, basically. There's another organization that kind of watching over the scenes, like playing a 12th dimensional chess with Gotham City, and that's the League of Assassins, which in this week's villain, Freak of the Week, could be working for either organization. But you wanted to talk a little bit about
that was actually my first point, is who the heck is behind the contract, because it had to be a pretty pricey contract for Lovecraft.
Yeah,
Selena, Joe Schmo off the street would go after her, but Lovecraft is like big name, and how does he not have private security around him at all times? Like, he walked into the DA's office with like 7 people, and there he is hiding in his apartment by himself. I don't know. That seemed a little weird to me, but it had to be pretty pricey.
Yeah, well, it's definitely, it has to be connected to whoever the big wheel is.
Right. Obviously. Which he knows who it is, but we didn't get that far.
And I kind of get the impression, well, actually, you had the same point that I was about to bring up here, too. Go ahead on that.
C?
Yeah, C.
Yeah, I think it's the mayor.
Yeah, like, I think he's definitely involved, not just from his actions over the course of the past several episodes, but just like various things we've seen, like that episode where, what was the episode with the guy with the thing that took out people's eyes?
I don't know, but let's go with it. Yes.
About the little umbrella-y thing. But when he went to kill the mayor, he had that like chapel set up in the back of his house and everything, which feels very secret society, very well.
They had just had a press conference there earlier in the episode, so it's used for government things as well.
Yeah, but they had out on the steps of his house, right?
No, that wasn't on the steps. That was in that room. We talked about it during that episode.
Okay.
With all the chairs. That's where they had the press conference. One or both of the Arkham press conferences.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
Yeah, but the mayor has to be involved somehow, though.
Yes,
like
absolutely. And he seemed really, really quick to throw suicide as giving that as an excuse.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, well, there was a contract killer out for the guy's head.
Well, at the same time, I think he's been very slow to do bring negative repercussions to Jim Gordon. Like I thought his actions in this episode, condemning Gordon to Arkham and everything, were probably overdue, if anything.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Okay. Well, we've been talking this entire season about Fish Mooney and about how, she's probably not going to make it through the season. She's probably completely doomed.
Yep.
That's who Penguin is going to have to kill in order to,
make any major progress.
Yeah, get his power in Gotham and everything. But this episode got me thinking, maybe she isn't. I'm kind of seeing a pathway, anyway, right now for a redemption arc for Fish. And it's through probably the highlight of the episode.
Yes.
Alfred Pennyworth. As we all know, Alfred was very big pimpin' in this episode when it came to Well, I mean, just in general, like the gunplay, everything.
Pinning Butch with a knife to his throat was pretty
Mhm.
impressive to me, since Butch is massive.
Just completely talking his way into the Gordon position on the Bullock Gordon team.
Yeah.
But he was big and brash and beautiful the entire episode. But he in particular, he was very chatty with Fish, not just in the scene, the very obvious scene where he's like, "Come on, it's for the greater good. You can do this, right?" And what was it? I forget how he referred to her. Seemed like high class or something like that. But even like in the background scene, when Bullock calls Gordon, you see Alfred chatting Fish up again, like in the background.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, while Harvey's talking to Jim on the phone, you see Alfred talking her up. So crazy theory.
Yeah.
Alfred will be Fish Mooney's salvation.
I still don't buy
it. They start talking now, and eventually they'll start dating. And then when things start to go down, Alfred will not only redeem Fish and find a way to bring her out of it, but he'll find a way to save her from the Penguin.
Yeah, no.
The reason, the only reason I think this is a really strong possibility, besides the fact I think it would be cool to see, like, even just like a little arc where they go out on a couple dates, or she comes over to the mansion for dinner or something.
She ain't coming to that mansion.
She actually, I know for a fact she is, because I've seen Jada tweet that she shot something at the mansion. But
this always happens to me. I don't follow things as well as he does.
But anyway, I think if nothing else, I think that would be a really good template for Bruce as far as how his and Catwoman or Selina's relationship is when they become adults, and he becomes her redeemer, her savior. He kind of brings her over to the side of the angels when she's doing the wrong things for the right reasons, early on in her Catwoman career. So I think if nothing else, it would be, we see a lot of the situations in the show are modeling for Bruce his behaviors as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking if they play those notes with Alfred and Fish, that it's going to be as a model or an example for Bruce moving forward. And I think if nothing else, it's safe to say that Fish Mooney definitely is kind of into this whole Alfred thing.
Well, that's because somebody stood up to her.
And so that immediately like turns her on.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but in the way he did it. He didn't, he wasn't rude or condescending to her. He was just like, you need to do this.
He buttered her up. He complimented her. But just a little theory. If it turns out to be right, it turns out to be right. I just thought it was interesting.
You're really good at predicting
about
theories.
So it has to happen.
So it's going to happen. This is the season finale is, Fish and Alfred going out for spaghetti or something.
Season 2 of Gotham, Fish and Alfred. They'll be like that old show, The Avengers or something. With the British guy and the woman in the cat suit fighting crime. It's an old show.
Yeah, I'm not old. Okay, so what the heck was Alfred's life before he worked for the Waynes? Because you don't just do what he did.
Yeah, he worked at McDonald's, actually. I believe.
Shaking the fries, smacking them in, shaking the fries. I don't know. It just seemed pretty like crazy, but he also wasn't exactly covert or anything.
Yeah,
because Bruce everywhere.
Alfred,
anywhere he walks, Bruce.
That could be Alfred's catchphrase, and I wrote the other one down. What is it? I'm a butler, or I'm a butler mate.
Butler mate.
Yeah,
I'm a butler.
Exactly. That could, but his in the comics, there's a few different approaches to it. Basically, all of them boil down to he was a secret agent of some type.
Obviously,
and
he's also British. So.
And his father, in a lot of versions, his father or an elderly relative was the former butler for the Waynes, and then when they died, he gave up his life of spying or whatever to come to live with the Waynes.
Interesting. Well, his father was Doctor Who, so
Doctor Who was the Waynes butler.
Stranger things have happened.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, but that's kind of his background, so that's why He knows how to handle himself with ruffians and
Ruffians.
shoot a gun and whatnot and yell Bruce while standing there, which is the most effective thing you can do in that situation.
Course. Run around, look panicked.
Well, that's how the cops knew to came, because he yelled Bruce and they heard him all the way in Gotham City. So it'll be very good. Okay, well, we'll get back into our main discussion. Oh,
no, go ahead.
Okay, we'll get back into our main discussion here in just a moment. But first, it is time to talk very slowly until we can
look at this Joker.
Look at this Joker. Look at this Joker.
See, and of course, you don't even have the camera on me, and I'm dancing this time. Look at this Joker.
Imagine her dancing.
Look
at this Joker. Yeah.
Woo!
Every week, we like to take a look at the clues, references, and possible candidates for Joker in Gotham. And as you see, we've been doing it since season 1, episode 1, the pilot. And some of them are really strong. Some of them are less so. Last week, I think we solved the Wayne murder with this page that you can find at legendsofgotham.com. And this week, it was kind of weak, but I went ahead and put it. Okay, the suspect for this week is Clyde the Fence. You remember Selena's fence, the cat's fence, Catgirl's fence. Meow. And Clyde the Fence was a pretty jovial fellow, right? Plus, did you notice that his henchman's jacket had a Harley Quinn-esque figure screen printed on the back? Now, I did not. Let me zoom in here so you can see it a little better on the video feed. But yeah, looks kind of a bit Harley Quinn-esque, right? That girl on the back there, and they all had the same one. So I'm thinking, it could very possibly be, prototypical Joker's henchman or something. But, Joker or not, I really hope we get to see Clyde again, because he was pretty cool. He was a really fun character.
And, he didn't want to turn in Cat. He was only turning her in for the money, which I think it's weird that they paid him off to get to her when everybody else they just knocked out.
Well, if he's a fence, that's his main concern, right? His money. So
I don't know. It just seemed weird.
And I mean, I would imagine that Cat's hauls really are not that much to write home about, considering he was so impressed with
a watch,
the watch and stuff. But again, you can go to legendsofgotham.com and click on the top at Look at That Joker. And over the break, while you're doing your rewatches and everything, if you see any other Joker references, anything like that, that page is open to comments. Go ahead and throw them in there. And if we like them, we'll go ahead and throw them up in the main section too. Now, there were a couple little things I wanted to throw out here real quick before we get back into the main discussion. First of all, over on the Gotham subreddit, which I'm active on, if you guys are over there and you see me post over there, say hi. But I saw
hi, he means upvote something he posts.
But the user Lay Symbol wrote a little treatise here, a little summary of kind of how the name Lovecraft connects to Arkham. And they say the name Arkham comes from the H.P. Lovecraft name for the city of Arkham, which is used in many of his books. The city of Arkham in Lovecraft's books also contains an asylum named Arkham Asylum, which is often cited to be responsible for the naming of Arkham Asylum in the comics. Arkham House is also the publishing company started by Lovecraft and a business partner. Gordon ending up at the Arkham Asylum after Lovecraft's death is kind of fitting, considering all that. But I thought that was really interesting, and thanks to Reddit user Lay Symbol.
Thank you, Reddit user.
Lay Symbol.
Lay Symbol.
And one other thing I wanted to point out here that I thought was really fun. Now, I saw Sean Pertwee and Jeff Johns retweet this out, but I guess Anders Clark at Docderz, DOCDERZ, tweeted this out a couple days ago, and we'll have a link to this in our show notes at legendsofgotham.com. But basically, this is the analytics, the number of applications for the National College of Butlering before Gotham aired and after Gotham aired. Now, since 1950, they've averaged about 1,000 applications per year or something like that, based on this graph here. But then the day this week's episode, Lovecraft, aired, it went up to 10 million applications for Butlers. So,
everybody wants to be Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred, his who employs Butlers anymore? I guess a lot more are going to start having to, because Alfred kind of renewed
this is what the job market's like. People, everybody's like, I'm just going to be a butler. You need to save the rich people.
Yes. Save the rich people, save the world. Little heroes reference there. Okay,
Heroes?
so I guess we'll get back to our main discussion.
If we must.
But something that I thought was kind of interesting and kind of I think might be a bigger setting in the next half of the season was the Flea, right?
Yes.
The underground area where all the street kids lived. Selena referred to it as a mall for street kids.
It reminded me a lot of the Hub from Hunger Games, which you probably don't remember because I believe we watched it and you fell asleep before the Hub.
Probably. Yeah, but it was really cool, kind of like this underground area. Was it just me, or did it look like it was the Gotham Police Department with different set dressing? Like the big police station set.
Yeah, I'm aware of what the police station is. No, it actually felt like a high school gymnasium with a lot of like smoke.
Oh, I could definitely see that too. It felt almost like it had like they had taken all the furniture out and hung up like a bunch of like old stuff around,
which they may have.
Yeah, it's very possible. And if you're gonna have a big set like that, it would make sense to design it to where you can kind of fly everything out and put some new stuff in. But I really like the concept of it. And one of the residents that we should really talk about,
absolutely,
because we've been waiting for her to come back, was Ivy Pepper. We get another little peek at Poison Ivy in this episode.
Crazy Poison Ivy.
Twitch.
What are you talking about? Why are you telling me what to do? Why are you telling me what to do?
Did my mom slit her wrist? Twitch.
Did you make my mom slit her wrist?
No, but I really liked what we got of her. Claire Foley, I believe the actress's name is.
I believe so, yes.
Did a really good job. A lot more, much richer performance than we got in the pilot from her.
She had something to do.
But I wish we had gotten more. Like, it was just like such a little taste. And I was really hoping this episode actually was going to be her big coming out as a villain in the series,
And it's coming soon though. If they're probably hearing that cat girl is scared of her.
Yeah.
And just don't turn around. She's scary. Like she's like 12.
But pieces of information about her in this one. One, like I joked around a minute before, her mom killed herself pretty much immediately after Mario Pepper died.
Right. She got adopted.
Yeah, and then promptly ran away. Yeah. And she's also looks like she's probably going to be gunning for Gordon since he's the one who pulled the trigger on her dad. Because she's
Bullock.
looking. Was it Bullock?
It was Bullock.
Well, I guess
because her dad was going after Gordon. Remember, that was the start of Bullock saving Jim's life constantly.
This is true.
Until it switched, and now they just fight.
Yeah. So I guess she'll be going after Bullock then, or I mean, I don't know if she saw that or not. She might be going after both of them because they were both kind of implicated in the press,
right?
Concerning it.
What?
Oh, this fell off.
Oh,
just don't want to have anyone see that on the stream. Okay, I know, but very cool. Anything to add on Ivy Pepper?
No.
What'd you think of the costume?
It's not sticking in my head, so it must not have been very thrilling.
It stuck in my head in so much as I recognized it from the promo photos, and I believe it was the first time we saw that costume like on the actual show.
Oh, okay.
So
that's because she was still like a person, kind of.
Yeah.
And the other ones.
I want to see her flirt with Bruce Wayne with the little eye twitch at some point. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Fish is controlling all of the fences. This point is really bad. I'm just gonna read. Fish controls all the fences. I feel like this should be important since there are 9 other groups under Falcone. That's pretty much my main thought is, does nobody feel the need to take care of any of these people? Why is she the only one who cares? It's like she's building the art. They have to know.
Yeah.
Why does everybody let Fish do that?
Well, I would assume that, it's like any corporation. There's a murder manager, a knocking over trains manager, a manager of fences. It's kind of, there's Falcone at the top, and then he has his mid-level managers like Fish and the guy he killed in this week's episode.
Oh, down in the spaghetti.
So added a little extra sauce there.
Oh.
But no, I would assume that's it. Although I do wonder if there's going to be any blowback for Fish, because I mean she's a snitch now. She completely snitched out one of her underling fences to the cops. It seems like there could be some blowback from that.
Yeah, there could be, but I mean, you got to sacrifice the little guy to get. Just like we said, Alfred was winning her over, and now they owe her.
Yeah. It just seems like something that maybe I don't know, someone who was there, like say Bruno or someone could use against Fish
Right.
in the next half season.
Possible.
So that'll be definitely interesting to see.
Could be.
See here.
Yeah, so
okay, so Jim's confronting and then being involved in the whole Lovecraft murder / fake suicide. I thought there would be more, especially considering that was sort of the cliffhanger, him discovering the body with his gun. I thought it was going to be a bigger deal, or I thought
it would be a deal, because it wasn't. Sorry.
And there were some hints that Jim was going to be becoming a guard at Arkham over the next half season and stuff. So I was kind of expecting that, and I was thinking that was going to be what caused it. I mean, it was eventually, but I thought it was going to be more directly because it was his gun.
Right.
He was going to get demoted or something.
Right. And he was, just not for exactly that reason. Yeah,
it was about a half step from where I was expecting it to go. So I thought that was weird, but then I started thinking about it. And, this is Gotham City. A cop being involved in a shooting. They're probably not going to look in too closely. They're just going to be like, sweep it under the rug. It's fine. No one's going to question it.
Yeah, but it's Gordon. They still don't all like Gordon.
Well, do you think so even after Harvey's speech a couple weeks ago where he kind of, blue line and all that?
Yeah, I still don't think it's...
Well, I'm saying if nothing else, that's probably why he was able to get away to get down there to the warehouse towards the end of the episode, even after all that stuff went down. Now, I'm wondering, like, as far as Harvey Dent moving forward, if he's going to feel any remorse, because it's his mistake that caused all of this to go down.
He protested. Well, not too hard.
Well, not even just that, but the fact that he's the one who ultimately leaked Selina's name and caused the entire chain of events to go down and kind of used her against Lovecraft. And
he basically killed Lovecraft.
Yeah, and almost killed Bruce Wayne and Selina.
Right.
And didn't really care that much about it when he heard about it either. He was kind of nonplussed. So I wonder if we're going to see any remorse from his good side, or if we're going to see him kind of lean into his bad side.
I don't know, because we've gotten a pretty good split so far, I think.
Yeah.
It was nice not to see him freak out on people like this.
I kind of get the feeling with him, though, that they're going to be leaning into the Two-Face thing sooner rather than later. Like, I almost want to say that he might be becoming Two-Face like next season. Like, next season might be the Two-Face season.
Yeah.
Which I'd be completely okay with.
Happening. Totally.
Yeah. Even if it was something where like they brought on the personality disorder first and then did the like facial scarring later on or something.
Yeah.
I'd be completely down with that. And go ahead.
Nope. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I covered everything. So you want to talk a little bit about Falcone and the Penguin?
Yes, Falcone and the Penguin. Okay, so Falcone bringing in the Penguin with a bag over his head, basically. Okay. So he really thought that it was Maroni? Like, that actually kind of surprises me, because people died during this. These were people that are under you, Falcone.
Yeah.
Granted, the Russian's dead, so he doesn't know who they're reporting to. They didn't just disappear.
I don't know.
I don't know. It just seems a little odd to me that he didn't realize it was his guys that died.
Yeah. See, I'm still thinking, and we shared this theory a couple weeks ago too, but I'm still thinking that Liza is secretly working, like double back working for Falcone, which if you're thinking that, then that whole scene with him and Penguin takes on a completely different dimension, because if that's the case, then he knows that Penguin's leaning on Liza and making her snitch for him, and everyone's snitching for everybody. It snitches all the way down. It's so confusing.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, but I think if there's any weirdness with that, based on my personal theories, I think it's because Falcone knows everything that's going on and he's playing people against each other.
It's possible. I could totally see that. Which sort of negates everything else.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I just said, how he was like, tell me how to find them all, and that he won't believe anything against Fish because of their personal pasts, but asks him to bring him proof. What proof is he going to bring?
Yeah.
That I kind of questioned. And then Butch asking him, why didn't you just tell him that it was Liza?
Or not Butch.
Wasn't it? Who was that?
Oh, what was that guy's name? I wrote it Gabriel, I think.
Gabriel?
Yeah.
Well, what's Butch's first name?
Butch?
I thought Butch was his last. Just like his.
It's immaterial. Gabriel.
They all look the same.
But he was telling Gabriel.
You know, why he was asking why he didn't spill right away, and it's just like they're each fish and penguin. The animals are playing Falcone. Basically, there's a big, strange game of chess going on. Not that I understand chess, but we're gonna go with that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all trying to zap him for everything they can.
But see, versus his words in the scene with Penguin, in that dinner scene where he kills the guy, I got the distinct impression that Falcone was very suspicious of Fish.
Oh,
that he was throwing shade Fish's way. For sure.
Throwing shade, that's like your phrase of the week.
That's my phrase of the year. Throwing shade. Bill Meeks
waited till November to start throwing shade.
No, but it definitely, like, I think he was almost baiting Fish in a certain
he absolutely was. He absolutely was, especially then with the two guys getting so mad that their tariffs were going up 25%. Like, that's not nothing.
And she just had to grin and bear it.
She had to go, that's wonderful. We're family.
Nice. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see. And I mean, obviously, again, that's going to be something that's going to be playing out over the next half season at least, if not the entire series. Okay, one last thing I wanted to talk about here was just Wayne Manor. Like, I really liked, even though, they quickly run away from it and everything, I really liked the way Wayne Manor played out in that cold open for the for the episode. First of all, I love the training scene.
Yes.
In socks though.
Yes. Why is he climbing on there in socks?
Well, I think this is a very Batman thing to do. I think he's preparing for the worst case scenario. He's I use this analogy a lot, but he's running with ankle weight so he can take them off and go full speed when he needs to.
Yeah, but from what we've learned, the dude just needs to like start running some track.
Yeah.
And maybe lifting a few weights.
But he's practicing in socks on a banister, so when he's standing on the edge of a building in boots, it's super easy because he can stand on socks on a banister.
Yeah, didn't look too easy.
Yeah, he had a little difficulties, but he needs to work those core muscles a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, I really like that. And I also really liked, and this is something else that's completely Batman to do. He because Kat keeps bringing up the kiss so much, he doesn't think, oh, it's because she wants to kiss me. He thinks, oh, she wants something from me, or she has some ulterior motive. Batman, classically, never trust anybody, especially people that he should.
Right.
There's a in the comics there's a whole storyline called the Tower of Babel, where it comes out that Batman has come up with a way to take down every member of the Justice League without telling them, and it has like a big spy satellite called Brother Eye to help him in this goal. Batman's distrust of people he should trust is very well known.
Crazy.
And I also really liked after Copperhead, which is a comic book villain, by the way, we should probably mention.
Who?
Copperhead, the assassin who smeared the blood on her face and all that.
Jeez, scary.
But in the comics, it's a guy in a snake suit who's a contortionist, but you kind of saw that a little bit of that in this episode with her like winding her legs around Jim and all that.
Yeah.
But I really liked after she came into the manor that we got to see more of the interior, like the servants' hallway and the other side of the house and everything.
Cool.
Because up until now, we've really only just seen that study that they're always in.
Well, that's because that's like the only place he ever is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
But, it was cool to see that, it's an old house with a lot of secret passageways and stuff. And maybe if they'd had the clock, they would have got away a little easier,
Yeah, really.
Go down to the Bat Cave or whatever. Okay, so let's see here. Do you want to do some? Some.
I don't have too much.
Some reading off. Screw you, Bruce! Orphan was a favorite line. Bruce,
no! Shut up! We need to find Master Bruce.
I like that Cat Girl said that Bruce had a nice way about him. A lot of nice there. Nice girl, nice way about him.
Yes. Alfred paying off the street kid $200 just for some information.
The exact line from Alfred was, "An eloquent gaze, Miss Mooney." I also really liked when Alfred found Bruce at the end and he says, "Fancy seeing you here." You can tell that Bruce is just holding back, like he wants to smile, but he doesn't want to appear weak. And the Who employs butlers anymore, of course, was a good line.
Bruce distracting the killer or the contract killer while Selena's able to escape through the window. So that was pretty cool because he delayed. She's gone. Not lying. She's out the window.
Very true.
2 scapegoats look like panic. One of you is going down.
Butler, mate. I'm a butler. What's the exact line on that?
Your security still sucks.
I like that Penguin's hair looked like he hadn't washed it in about 3 weeks. That was fun.
The house seems quiet without her.
Yes.
I think even Alfred misses her.
Okay, let's see here. Arbitrary scale.
Oh, God.
Out of 13 gutted gardeners.
Oh, he wasn't gutted. Oh, I'm knocking over my own.
He was almost gutted. How many
open.
gutted gardeners would you give this episode?
What was it, 13?
13 gutted gardeners.
12? Wait, no. 13. I was thinking 11.
11. Why?
11 gutted gardeners. Lots of good things, lots more questions. Don't want to wait a month and a half or 2 months or whatever to get answers. Want more Ivy Pepper. Want more Ivy Pepper. Want more Ed.
Yes.
That seems so sad.
Oh, that was a nice hug.
Yeah, it was nice.
Well, Gordon's his only friend. He's the only one in the whole department who has not been mean to him. He hasn't even been nice to him. He's just not been mean to him.
Right.
So you can tell Ed thinks he's like the best friend ever.
Yeah. So there's that. That's for poor Ed.
And as for me, I think, and check in the chat room, see if anyone said anything. But as for me, I think I'm going to give it a 12. I thought it was a really solid episode. I loved Alfred. I loved everything about Alfred. I loved the first Batcat adventure out in the city. Really good stuff. If anything, I thought that the ending fell a little flat for me because, I mean, yeah, Jim getting demoted is a big deal, but I was, especially from the marketing and stuff, I was expecting a much bigger, like a character death or something like that.
Well, there was a death. It was the gardener.
Rebecca, and that guy in the thing.
The guy in the thing?
At the dinner.
Oh, yeah. And Lovecraft. Baby Lovecraft. Rebecca Johnson gives it 12.5 gutted gardeners.
Excellent. And we're going to hear from her in a couple minutes.
We are.
Okay.
Looping in my head.
Okay. Before we do, though, we're going to take a minute to talk a little bit about my new book that came out this week. We're going to talk
about Bill's book.
Well, normally we talk about Audible, which you can still go to audibletrial.com/Gotham to get a free audiobook.
Get that in there, too.
And there's a lot of Dog Boy books up there. But I came out with a new Dog Boy adventure this week called Eye of the Scarab. It's out now. You can get it at bit.ly/Eye of the Scarab. I actually sat down today. I just flipped on the webcam and I read the first chapter in a YouTube video. I'm also going to be including that audio at the end of this episode after the music and everything. But Anne-Marie, why don't you go ahead and give people the description and then we'll move on.
Culta City is a timeless old town, but time is catching up to it. Old friends and old enemies close in around Bronson Black, and an impossible choice hangs over him. As the modern world bleeds through, Dogboy considers the past. His decision could spell the end of his crime-fighting career, but maybe that's a good thing.
But yeah, it's Dog Boy Eye of the Scarab. But you can go to bit.ly/Eye of the Scarab, and you can pick up episode 1 right now, and you can pre-order episode 2, which includes a group of teenage superheroes called the Culta City Shadows, battling other superpowered teenagers teenagers in a giant arena called Freaktown. So it's a lot of fun. bit.ly/Eye of the Scarab, and stay tuned after the podcast for the first chapter. And now on to the news. News. Okay, first up, the ratings, and Gotham held steady this week with its fall finale. 6.1 million viewers, along with a 2.3 share. So holding steady. Still like the best
thing on Fox that's not reality.
Well, one of the best new shows of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't very relevant, but Constantine got its episode order cut short this week. Like they just stopped production on the series, which is another DC property.
Right.
But yeah, they stopped it at 13, and the future is uncertain for that. So
the future is certain. If they're cutting your series, you're done for.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we didn't decide to do a Constantine podcast.
You'd have had a harder time convincing me of that.
Yeah.
I can be convinced of Batman's
I
world.
probably would have had a harder time convincing me of that too. Just because this show's so much more fun.
So awesome.
But let's see here. And you can find links to all these stories in our show notes at legendsofgotham.com. They did put out a little season 1B promo. We don't show or play these on the stream or in the episode, but we'll describe it to you as we watch it. So let's watch it.
This
in January 5th. There's Leslie Tompkins.
For real this time.
Gordon gets a new costume. Arkham.
Oh,
and then looks like Cat's breaking into Barbara's apartment.
So that's interesting.
And some new stuff with Fish, a new mob boss relationship. Yes. Ooh, looks like Bruno might be turning on her.
See, I knew Bruno was turning.
Yeah, you knew it was going to happen.
Yep.
The Penguin wants to be wants to be referred to as the Penguin again.
And the crazies are breaking out.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure I saw a person in Arkham Asylum with a top hat on, which could imply the Mad Hatter, which gets me really, really excited. I love the Mad Hatter. He's one of my favorite Batman.
I was going to say, did you already see somebody for our Joker?
Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
Look at this Joker.
Look at this Joker.
No, but a good season 1B promo, and you can get the link to that at legendsofgotham.com, as well as everything else we've talked about tonight. Okay, now we're going to do some listener feedback. As we mentioned at the top of the episode, we'd love to get your impressions of the half season as a whole.
We would love your impressions of the half season as a whole. To talk about on our spoiler party, or if there's enough feedback, we could do a whole listener feedback episode. We've been known to do that.
But just send an email to legendsofgotham@gmail.com. Tweet us at Legends of Gotham. The Facebook is facebook.com/Legends of Gotham. And the voicemail number is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. And we'll start with Bobby. Take it away.
Bobby.
Hey, Bill and Anne Marie, it's Bobby. I like how they chose to take the focus off of Gordon this week and focus more on Bruce and Alfred. We've always gotten that little minute or two segment of the episode, but it was really cool to see Alfred get to showcase some of the skills we all know he has, and to see Bruce spending some time on the streets of Gotham and spending some more time with Selina, because I really feel like they're doing a really good job of sowing the seeds of what we all know will become Batman and Catwoman. The writers are doing a good job of writing that relationship, and the actors are doing a really good job of portraying the relationship between those characters.
Bobby, I hate to interrupt you.
Uh-oh.
What is the shipping name for Fish and Alfred?
Valfred.
Fishworth?
Alish? Fishworth? No. It's
Mooneyworth?
No.
Mooneyworth.
No. That's not the way it works. It has to be the first of one and the last of the other.
Valfred?
That's what I said.
Valfred?
I don't like it, though.
Ayish? We'll keep going. Go ahead, Bobby.
It's interesting what's going on with the mayor assigning Gordon to be a security guard at Arkham
Pish. Pennyworth and Fish.
Asylum. We all know it's probably only going to last for an episode or two, but it'll be kind of cool to see that play out. I really liked that there was no Barbara at all during this episode. Please, more episodes with no Barbara. And there really wasn't too much I didn't like about this episode. A really good episode. The only thing that brings it down a few pegs for me is I feel like it lacked the oomph that a fall finale should have, or what they're calling a fall finale.
Agreed.
It's not like I'm sitting here waiting with bated breath for January for a month to roll around for new episodes to come. But I still did enjoy this episode as a whole. Just wish that there was a bigger cliffhanger, I guess.
Yeah, I am too, in the sense that I like the show and I want it to come back, but it's not because of the end of this episode.
Okay, I'll give it that.
That being said, can't wait to hear what you guys think. Was it just me, or at the whole Falcone dinner, did Fish Mooney look like she was dressed up as a woodpecker?
What?
She did. She had the red feathers on her.
She's always wearing something crazy.
Whoa. Don, take it away.
Oh my.
Hey, this is Don Som from Twitter. Just wanted to call and say Gotham has not disappointed me since the pilot episode. A big shout out to the entire cast. I want to thank them for being such an influence to me, since my dream is to become an actor. And I hope that I get a chance to work with them on a season at least once. Just wanted to make that shout out and hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. Keep it up, Gotham. You're doing great.
Thank you very much, Don. And yeah, happy all of those holidays.
Happy
to you
holidays.
as well.
Yay.
Okay, our last voicemail's from Rebecca. Take it away, Rebecca, who we were just talking to in the chat room.
Yes.
Hey, it's Rebecca Johnson,
Hey, it's
and
Rebecca.
I'm calling about the Lovecraft episode of Gotham. I gotta say, Gotham started off really shaky for me, but I'm loving the chance to get to see Bruce Wayne in his first fight with Gotham criminals and how he learns to run around on rooftops. I also really liked the callback about fear towards the end of this episode. The mayor told Gordon he doesn't know where the edge is, and it made me think about how Gordon told Bruce that fear tells you where the edge is. Does Jim not have any fear at this point? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Looking forward to your thoughts and the return of more Gotham in January.
Yeah, actually, that line, fear tells you where the edge is, that's
Yeah.
actually our Twitter bio. Like, it's like a Gotham podcast, fear tells you where the edge is, because it was in, I think,
Yeah, it
the
was-
Legend Reborn special.
Uh-huh.
But no, that's a good question.
good.
Like, I think, a man who has nothing to fear is a very dangerous man,
Mhm.
especially to those in power. So
Mhm.
I think yes, Jim's lost most of his fear.
Mhm. Well,
And
he's,
that's
at
probably
this
a good
point, he's
thing.
lost. Not Rebecca.
Barbara.
Barbara.
Yeah, he's lost anything he needs to protect besides the city.
Right.
You know,
And
he
Bruce.
doesn't have any weak points anymore,
Mm-mm.
which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay, and let's see here. We have a couple tweets here to finish this out. That came into us after the episode aired. First up, Beguile Me says they've really turned a corner with this great ep. This is the right tone for the show, and they need to keep this up. Beguile Me also, which is Eliza, I believe.
You're reading these backwards, by the way.
Oh no, I'm not. It's
Yeah.
fun. But she also mentioned that that on the IMDb they had some child actors listed as the Scarecrow, and I believe another character or a patient in Arkham Asylum. And I don't know if you can really trust that though, because IMDb, anyone can edit it if they have an IMDb Pro account.
Sure.
But it would be interesting to see if they had like children inmates in Arkham for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's possible. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, it's just a place for crazy people.
It
so
is a
I
place.
mean,
Well, it's a
children
place for
can be
crazy
crazy.
criminals.
mhm.
It was criminals, though.
Yeah, I guess because they're all coming down from Blackgate, right?
Yeah.
So.
So I don't know.
Could be interesting.
Could
And we do know that the Scarecrow is supposed to be, or the Jonathan Crane is supposed to be a kid. So,
Interesting.
and finally,
The kid actors are doing really good at the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Like
They're-
they're all amazing.
like this show has some of the best kid actors I've ever seen on any show. for
Even just
sure.
the random street kids
Mhm.
are good.
Yeah. And let's see. Finally, Gotham Wiki said, great first half of the season. Really shocked how good it was. And the cast is spectacular also. Hey, and thank you, Gotham Wiki. I'm sure we'll be using you as a reference as we forget more and more things that have happened in the series.
I was reading that as the second part of Eliza's because you deleted the other picture
Oh, okay.
that you were reading from.
Yeah.
My confusion, my apologies.
The tweets were a little weird in the dockets.
Yes.
But again, we'd love your thoughts on the Haas season as a whole. You can email us legendsofgotham@gmail.com. The Twitter's @legendsofgotham. The Facebook is facebook.com/legendsofgotham. And the voicemail number is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. Now, Anne-Marie, where can people find you online in this, our dark
Period.
dark
That
night
you-
of
Oh,
no shows?
wow.
That was bad.
That was really bad. We're just going to ignore that. You can find me on Twitter @DeSimone or @CCHC blog, where I blog about food and crafts and the disgusting amount of caffeine that I drink, which is crunchycrafty.com.
Excellent. And as for me, you can follow me on Twitter @Bill Meeks. The Google Plus is google.com/+BillMeeks. And you can follow all my writings and everything at dogboyadventures.com. And make sure to stay tuned after the episode for the first chapter read by me into a webcam, but you won't be able to see it. No, but this will probably be our longest break since
It
August.
is.
It's going to be weird not doing the Gotham show.
It is going to be
For
weird
a
not
few
doing the
weeks.
Gotham show and soon not doing the other one too.
But we're definitely going to have one roundtable with podcasters that we're already setting up. We might have two just because there's so many Gotham podcasters now. We'll figure it out. I was thinking about maybe having one with listeners. We'll see what happens.
I like it.
I do too. So, stay tuned to our Twitters and everything, and we'll keep you guys abreast of any new developments. And we'll be back January 5th-ish.
5th-ish? So
7th-ish?
7th-ish?
So 7th-ish for new episodes of Legends of Gotham.
Cool.
So
like it.
Until next time. Or no, that's not how we do it.
You do that every week. It
How
should
is it?
just be. Can we just do until next time? We're something from Gotham? I don't know.
Join us next year for more
Gotham.
Legends of Gotham.
I don't know what's going on.
Bye.
Bye. I need a Christmas cookie.
Bye, guys.
Cookies, Frog.
Give cookies to the stream, people.
Cookies. Rebecca, would you like a
Have
cookie?
some cookies.
I know you're there.
Have some
Bobby
cookies.
Hack, would you like a cookie? Would you like a cookie?